All right. You crashed the gate. Crash the gates. Welcome to the That's It Fantasy Football Podcast, Week 12 extension, push out, extension, return back, push it out again, extend Week 12 as long as we possibly can.
Week 12 and 12 and a half.
Yeah. Before we get into the show, we will give a shout out to our loan sponsor, Beam and Coffee Co. The sale today was Cyber Monday. It was buy one get one half off. That's better than your 10% you guys are usually getting. So discounts automatically apply to checkout. Buy one get one half off all bag coffee. We have a couple bags left of pumpkin spice, not too many. We have our gingerbread rolling through, and Honduras is wrapping up for November. So, yeah, that's really all I got. The December flavor is coming out tomorrow. All the listeners of the show will know that that's going to be Colombian. Colombian
exclusive.
will be exclusive, right? We'll be tomorrow. So, beanbugandcoffeeco.com, the roast from the coast. Yeah, listen, we're rolling right in. Week 12. Wow, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. I had to get back in the work swing since I took off all last week, so I'm a little but you know.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I know, right? Yeah. It's all right. We're going to power through. I'm going to be watching. I'll be having a Tyler Lockett watch because that happens every season, apparently. But other than that, I'm good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I was nervous yesterday at some point.
At what time? 105?
No, when like Herbert had like 9 points the first three quarters.
Gotcha.
Keenan Allen had 9 points for the first three quarters. And Mike Davis had 5 points for the first three quarters. So I mean, obviously, like, you know, that's all hindsight 2020. But yeah. Other than that, just busy doing some farmers markets. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good, man. Good. Nice and low key. Didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But you know,
Jay and I, we did it. Yeah, Jay and I did a turkey and an oilless deep fryer.
Nice.
It was pretty intense. Yeah, so that was cool. That
would be good.
No, that's the way to do it. I'll never go back.
Deep fry all day.
I'll never go back to the women cooking in the oven. Just not meant. That's not how turkeys I think were meant to be cooked. I think they were meant to be cooked with beers in hand outdoors, just watching it for 3 hours. Like, you just have to sit there and just talk football and watch the turkey cook
instead of doing it for like 18 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So
nicely done.
That was great. Yep, that was good. And then we celebrated Jake's 30th birthday on Saturday and watched Nate Robinson get killed. So that's that was my weekend. Yeah.
Nice, man.
But we have a lot of matchups. We have a lot of congestion.
Theme of the season.
A lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of some head scratchers, even not a lot of head scratchers, but some head scratchers. As always, I defer, so you can choose the matchup you'd like to talk about, and we can go from there. But my goodness,
I'm gonna make it a little random, just kind of sort through the matchups, and then see what happens.
No, matchups. You're right. I think it's crazy that like COVID is playing such a shitty role at this point.
Yeah.
In our country, what do you think? I was going to talk about fantasy football. In our country. No, it's crazy that it's coming down to like the wire as far as like you're really trying to finish the season, get through the season, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, like COVID-19. Everybody's getting it. Every team, everybody's affected. It's crazy.
Yeah, like you thought it was under control until it wasn't anymore. It's just weird.
Correct. Correct.
That's what happens. Some guys don't follow protocols, I guess.
Yeah, nobody in Denver. B-Rich, what happened in Denver? Where's our Denver beat writer?
Uh-huh. You know what? In honor of that, let's start with B-Rich's match first.
Yeah, let's.
Alrighty. It takes Tua to tango with a final score of 130.6. B-Rich, you have currently officially lost to T-Dubs, even though that was official before Chris Carterson touched the ball. Kyle Hopkins currently has 140.7 and rising based on what Chris Carson does. Thoughts on the match, sir?
So I think what's crazy about this, and I talked to T-Dubs last night actually, what's crazy about this matchup to me is that Kyler Hopkins combined for like 18 points and he puts up 140.
Yeah.
Remarkable. I don't think anybody really wants to start Devontae Parker, but he does, and he gets the 19 points there. Will Fuller, I was shocked he survived the whole season, essentially.
Yeah.
Ironically, is like he had DeAndre Hopkins the whole year, and DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller were on the same team. Now he gets all of the DeAndre Hopkins targets from Houston, and he still gets DeAndre Hopkins, Arizona. Yeah. It's like he's getting DeAndre Hopkins points on both teams.
Hey, it's a good move. If it works, it works.
That's the thing. If it works, it works. Brandon Cooks doesn't even get DeAndre Hopkins targets. It only goes to Will Fuller for some reason.
Yeah.
B-Rich, on the other side of the ball, B-Rich, when you put up 130, you lose. That's shitty.
Yeah.
130 is like a decent, like that. I'd love 130 points like every week. If I average 130 a week, I'd be like, that's good. T-Dub's got the best. I think T-Dub's got the best B-Rich people have gotten in a long time.
And still put him down.
He ran into a buzzsaw.
Yes, sir.
Michael Thomas, I was talking to B-Rich actually over the weekend. The Michael Thomas trade, I think, did him dirty.
Yeah.
At this point. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It might have been better if Drew Brees was still playing. Football.
I guess. I feel like I know nothing about football because I just don't understand why Michael Thomas isn't killing people.
Because Taysom Hill has thrown like 2 passes total.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing well when he came back anyway. The first game he had 4 points, I think, and that was like a full Drew Brees game. I don't know. It's just been a weird, fluky season for him.
Yeah.
But that being said, 14 from New Orleans defense is great. He got 20 points from his kicker.
Yeah.
23 from his quarterback. His RB2 gives him 25. Just a lot of points in this game. It was a really good matchup. If you're invested in it, it was a really good matchup. I guess you made some tight end. I don't know what happened with Jonnu Smith. Like if he wasn't playing, if he was hurt, I don't have that. And we don't have producers on the show. So I don't know what happened there. If you should have started Tanyan or not. No idea. But it's unfortunate. B-Rich is going to be 3-9. And that puts Kyler Hopkins at 6-6, who's on the cusp, I believe. We'll have to maybe do it. We'll see if we can do it later, but on the cusp of 6th place.
Yep. Big win for T-Dubs. Definitely.
So it's going to come down to
win.
I think it's going to come down to like head-to-head matchups and stuff like this, getting into it. And I think just speaking with him last night that he goes against Jay next week, who I believe is 6-6. So he might be in a win and get in situation.
Yeah. By the way, producer's note, as you said, Jonnu Smith did not receive any targets, but did play.
He did play?
He did play, didn't receive any targets.
Wow.
Also, Tennessee threw the ball 22 times. That's it. Not completed 22 passes, threw 22 times.
Wow.
So that's that. Anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy.
B-Rich down to 3-9. T-Dubs to that very important 6-6.
Yeah. And just keep that in mind. The 6 and 6 is going to be the key here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of, unless a miracle happens, it looks like Cobra Kai, currently with 162 points, is going to beat What a Day for a BJ, who has 79.7. You still have your boy Dallas Goddard going. Jay has
We'll see.
some Ravens and Steelers, so who knows what's
Wednesday.
going on with that. But it would take a monumental effort for him to surpass you, I believe. As I'm sure pretty much everyone saw.
I mean, listen.
With a big 57.9.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, one that stands out. Your boy Gibson put up some big points for you. You didn't get quite the Herbert Sherbert, Keenan Allen connection that you usually get, but you still got 18 and 16 from them. Not bad. Very bold move of playing the Giants defense. Got you 14. That's a nice move. Jay's team on the other side, tough with all the Baltimore and Pittsburgh players he's got in. You know, that was just a who knows what the heck.
Well, Darren Waller didn't like pop off.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have started Godwin. Like, okay, me personally, I would have started Godwin over Deontay Johnson, just because I don't know the limbo of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think my brother starting Claypool, and we'll get to that, and Jay starting Deontay Johnson. I think like if you had other options, like I just wouldn't have started Steeler players in that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if the game's going to be going on Wednesday at this point. Like if people pop off with tests tomorrow, that's it. And Baltimore can't keep it under control.
They have like 19 on their list or something.
It's
bad.
It's crazy. You know, it's like for every one person that has it, the possibility is like it multiplies by 3. So if 19 people have it, that's a roster.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to see Dallas Goedert like do something because I think going forward, Dallas is obviously like my weak spot here. He like 9 out of them to like keep him consistent as like a tight end in our league is like 9 points, get you through it, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Unless you have Travis Kelce, it's like 9 points is what you're going to get on average. But yeah, the Tyreek Hill pop off, I mean, was crazy.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember all the stats from it, but it was like the most points in a first quarter, I think, ever. The 7th most fantasy points for a player all time. The most since like 2013 or something. It was just ridiculous stats. I was like, I hope they sat him. I don't want him to like get hurt. I'm like, just sit the guy. Like they were trying to take his head off at some point.
13 for 269 and 3 touchdowns. We'll get you that.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what we're gonna do going forward. We'll see, but I think that might have pushed me up to the top a little bit, like a padding.
Yeah, I mean, sitting pretty good at 8 and 4. That's good for you, JT.
Well, yeah, but like the thing is, like, so if I go 7 and 5, like it's still like I don't want to sound like I'm like not appreciative of that. Like I get it, but what I'm saying is, if you go 7 and 5, and then you lose next week. 7 and 6, that might not get you in. I mean, 7 and 6, and then like what happens if T-Dubs wins 2 games in a row? He goes 7 and 6. Now you're fighting tiebreakers to get in. Yeah. It's a big deal.
It's gonna be nuts.
So 8 and 4, I believe, locks you in for something because nobody can get 8 wins anymore. So if this holds true, I mean, popping champagne over here because it was a crazy year. I mean, I feel like I hovered around 6th and 7th place. I was telling Mike at work, I think last week, I hovered at 6th and 7th place all year, just trying to stay alive. I mean, this wasn't I mean, if AJ loses, and we'll get to that matchup too, but if AJ loses and him and I are both 8 and 4, I feel like AJ's 8 and 4 was more dominant than my 8 and 4.
I don't know. Not the past couple weeks.
No, but you know what I mean? Like he just was a heavy hitter all year. my team was like win 1, lost 2, win 2, lost 1, like win 1.
Yeah,
it was it just wasn't like I could have got beat every week. I feel like so listen, the new look Cobra Kai. I think I went against you with the new look Cobra Kai first, and it's just been an onslaught of pain for people. Tyreek Hill coming through. You could survive the Herbert Sherbert connection. Well, yeah, and listen, Herbert Sherbert was only one scoop this weekend.
That's all right.
But you got the one touchdown. Like he threw one touchdown to one player, you end up having him. You luck out.
Yeah. Not bad. Alrighty.
Not bad.
Looking like a good win for you. That's putting Jay in that 6-6 territory. So.
Jay's 6-6, and I'd be 8-4.
I mean, I'm calling that because you're projected to win by 45. No, 55. I can do math. Maths, I do them. So, anyway, on to the next one. Papo, bring it on and draw 4. Has 121.9, including Eagles defense and Miles Sanders. He has defeated Mike, who named his team. Papo owns this team. He only put up 72.6. Thoughts?
What happened to Derek Carr is criminal. Oh, he went for Goddard deep. Sorry, he went for Goddard deep. It was like a 50-yard pass, and it was nice to see.
Hey, eyes on the prize here.
I know. I'm sorry. I thought Derek Carr. What happened? I mean, last week we're like Adam drops Derek Carr, crazy move. Derek Carr has the good matchup the next 2 weeks. Where did Atlanta come to getting 43 points in the game? How did that happen? You're like, what happened to Darren Waller? Derek Carr happened to Darren Waller.
Pretty sure they both had 6.6.
It's just the whole thing is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike's in a tough spot because Dalvin Cook, I think, was out for a big part of the game. I think he missed like the third and maybe a little bit of the fourth quarter with an injury. He doesn't really have DJ Shark to play with, so he has to kind of piece and put together.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, 3 points. Like, who saw that? Who saw that? Like, it's just a bad day, I think. Whereas, like, on other teams this week, in other positions, you saw like career highs, and these were like career lows.
Yeah.
It's just they're hard. That's hard to overcome. Now, Dad, he comes in. I thought the game was going to be close. I didn't think he was going to lay down for him, but Tyler Boyd 4 points. Josh Allen has a modest game. He looks beatable. Derrick Henry is what happened.
Yeah.
Those Derrick Henry points are huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Robbie Anderson 19, like he came through with a big game. Robert Woods last week had like 30 points. This week has 15. It's like it's within reach. I think if you put Derrick Henry to a normal number or whatever the case is, the game's much closer. This is going to put Mike at 6-6, and Papa goes to 5-7.
Everybody's 6-6.
Yeah, but if Papa goes to 5-7, and then here he's 6-6, if he wins next week, Papa's going to be right. Is he in the mix?
Close. Yeah.
So it is going to be crazy close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. What did you think?
I'm just really surprised by Mike's score.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Cleveland D, I think, puts up 22 last week, and this week they couldn't get past the Jags. That's like. Where did you see? Who saw that?
Right? Yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That quarterback just got him too, you know?
Yeah.
Stings to have two other guys in a position on the bench that did better than the one you played.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Brady's been playing like shit lately, fantasy wise, so it's hard.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's hard.
And then you don't know what you're getting with Hill because you couldn't do the quarterback and tight end move. You know?
No, you couldn't.
No,
you couldn't.
Oh, well. Anyway, on to the next one. We have Ronnie, team for sale, currently with 103.4, including 7.8 so far from DK Metcalf. Is currently ahead of the $1.5 trillion team with 70.9 and still has Russell Wilson.
Okay, here's where I think is going on here. This is the week 6 matchup that we were all talking about when I think they're both like 5-1, I think, going into it. And the score ended up being like 112 to 90 and change.
Yeah.
And this time it looks like it's exactly like the same score, just the opposite outcome. The head scratcher of the week for me is AJ starting Thielen, knowing he's on COVID. Could have swore I saw him in the IR spot earlier in the week. So I didn't understand how he ended up in his lineup. Like, I don't even think he flew with the team. If you look at it, it still says he's been placed on COVID and the status of this week's game with the Panthers is in doubt.
Yeah.
So I didn't get that. Mm-hmm. Now, did he have other options? I mean, listen, he could have started Fulgham. He could have started Mims. He could have started Russell Gage. Like, he had options. Not for nothing. Even Mims at this point gets him. He'd have 80 points right now.
Yeah.
You know, like so it's interesting. He's in a tough spot because while he has Russell Wilson, I mean, if it's a Metcalf day versus a Lockett day, game over.
Yeah.
Put it this way: Russell Wilson has 45 passing yards right now.
Yep.
He has 1.9 points. Out of the 45, 38 are to Metcalf. Metcalf has 7.8.
Yeah.
It's a terrible pace. It's hard. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's really it's tough. Alex Smith 9 points. Kamara 6 points. What's that about?
Yeah, that's rough.
I didn't see the game. That's rough.
Well, when Adrian Peterson is more Murray and Hill did all the running.
I mean, he gets a Logan Thomas. He gets the Logan Thomas game. Logan Thomas has been used a ton this year. I think everybody started him. Everybody took a turn, and he got a good Logan Thomas game.
Yeah.
He gets the Allen Robinson game that he wishes he got more often. Like, Ronnie's team, I mean, again, it's gonna end up being a 116, 120 point game, but
yeah.
I mean, B-Rich will beat him or whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott has 4.9 points. He would have had 2.9 if we counted fumbles. That's how bad the game was for him. Kirky, 4.9. He's not the real Kirky. That's Kirk Cousins, but
yes.
Travis Kelce. It was good. Listen, it was a good effort. I mean, he's doing really good with this Travis Kelce Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Flex. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to do like a Goddard and Kittle flex. So I mean, I was right there with him on that move. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure AJ will come snapping in at any moment or maybe tomorrow, but I would like to know what happened with the Thielen. That I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And way to go, starting Gallman. Move.
Mm-hmm.
AJ looks like he's going to drop to 8-4, and Ronnie will then move up to the 6-6.
Yeah, man.
Going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be
Speaking of 6-6, our next matchup, two people fighting for a 6-6 record. Mask up, Stay Mahomes, 122.8. He's done for the week. Playing Mr. Jackson if you're nasty, myself, exactly 30 points behind him. Waiting on Tyler Lockett and my kicker to score any points to see if I can possibly win this match. Thoughts?
Tyler Lockett on a Monday night. I don't know if that's a country song or not, but it sounds like it is. Lockett on a Monday night. Like, something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. It's not the first time we've been in this situation where playoff implications are riding on a Tyler Lockett catch on a Monday night.
Well,
and in this situation, you need a ton of his catches.
Yeah.
I mean, original Tyler Lockett watch was I think 2 catches or something. Like, it wasn't a lot of points he needed.
Yeah.
This, you need it to be like a Tyler Lockett night.
Yeah.
The whole second half. I mean, I feel like you probably feel like the game's getting shorter when you have him on your team. But from the outside looking in, I mean,
there's 3 quarters left. There's 3 quarters.
Yeah, he can get hot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, he gets 2 drives even where it's like they're Lockett drives, and you're up there.
Yeah.
You need touchdowns, obviously.
Yeah.
And you need some field goals. I mean, listen, you get you can get 25-5, 20-10. Like, there's options.
Yep.
You're really 31, but I mean, Mike Evans had the 3 catches, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Is that not a Mike Evans game or what?
It is.
Mahomes on fire.
Yeah.
They said yesterday that it was the most passing yards in a 4 game in a row and ever in history. Like, any sample game of 4 in a row in the NFL, in the history of the NFL,
he did the best.
He's throwing for, yeah. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that worth making him the 3rd pick overall? I don't know. I mean, but he's playing like the 3rd pick overall right now.
Yeah.
He's
a cheat code,
He is. Listen, he is single-handedly keeping Adam out of the bottom 2.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in time for a good majority of the year that Adam was in the bottom 2.
Mm-hmm.
And with this win, he moves up maybe to the elite 6-6.
Yeah.
Lau.
Yes.
5-7 is going to be tough, my friend.
Yes. I think I need to start clutching this a little bit closer because my chances of winning it again are looking smaller and smaller.
Now, I have a question. Did you start Phillip Rivers because you're like, yo, Lamar's been killing me all year? Or was that strictly, I don't know if COVID's going to kill my game, so I'm going to just start Phillip Rivers?
If you'll note that Lamar Jackson is one of the people on the COVID reserve list. So he's.
You're right. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
And
I forgot. I get confused. Like, Mark Andrews has it. J.K. Dobbins had it.
No, but coming into, I think, Thursday or Friday, he was out.
Big O popped. Yep.
Big O put him on IR. Minshew's still on IR, so went to free agency, picked up Rivers, got what I expect out of him.
Not a Stephon Diggs night for you. Was not a Higbee night for you.
No.
It's looking bleak. It's looking bleak. I mean, a lot of the guys that were doing well even the last 2 weeks kind of got stale.
Yeah.
Giovanni Bernard, Higbee, Diggs, Ronald Jones even.
What I'm going to be mad at the most is that for 2 weeks in a row, Duke Johnson let me down. And then I put him on the bench and he scored 17. That. Right out the gate Thursday night. I was like, this ain't a good sign.
But, I hear you on that. Yeah. I do hear you on that. I mean, listen, Kenyon Drake, he hasn't scored 24 all year.
Yeah.
He hasn't. I bet. I mean, I'll look it up real quick. But Kenyon Drake.
He had a 28-point game, but no.
16, 11, 5, 13, 3, 8, 11. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
5-7 might sink you.
Yeah. We'll see. I need something. Come on. But Adam was texting me throughout the day. The matchup was pretty close back and forth Sunday until.
It was like
came and played Madden 21.
But it was close even like Oh, so Jalen Hurts took a snap and then they put in Carson Wentz again. They want to lose.
What a tease.
Now I saw DJ Moore non-contact injury in the fourth quarter.
They're usually not that good.
They're saying he might come back after the bye next week. So that put week 14 return. But Adam, DJ Moore's been working for him. DJ Moore didn't really work for me, but it was working for him.
Except now.
But Joe Burrow, man, like I know we talked about that last week, but like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So Joe Burrow last week, DJ Moore this week. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the last Tyler Lockett watch of the year, though, unless it really comes down to him in the playoffs again with you. But yeah, we'll 6-6. It's a lot on this game. This is huge.
Yeah. So I mean, at the moment with projections, Adam's gonna win by 12. That would put him at 6-6, me at 5-7. But we'll see. Alrighty, that brings us to our final matchup. Charles. Oh. Shit Show 2020, Charles with a 134.2. Currently slightly ahead of I'll take a win however I can, Jake. But Jake still has Ebron and Claypool. So we might have a match not decided until Wednesday. This is weird. Or we might have a match not decided until Wednesday because a game gets canceled. So it's really weird.
This would be a shitty way to lose. However, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I would have started Jefferson, over Claypool, just because.
Yep.
I would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Ebron is starting because Mark Andrew has COVID too. So his backup is the tight end in the same game. That doesn't help him. I mean, he could have started Richard Rodgers if he really wanted to get this game over with. But what a shame it would be. I think Lockett just got a catch. What a shame it would be if they cancel the game and he loses by 1.5 points or whatever it is. I mean, that can happen here.
Yeah.
AJ loses. Jake wins. Jake's in sole first place. Almost but guaranteed a bye. Because he most likely would be able to lose next week and still get the bye.
Yep.
And get the 2 spot, most likely. So, crazy. Listen, Deshaun Watson, 41 points, put the big hurt on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right? That can make your stomach weak when somebody puts up that many points. Chocolate Eclair, 4.9. Not going to do it. An Aaron Jones game. Wasn't really an Aaron Jones game. Cooper Kupp, 2 catches. He's had like 20 targets the last 3 games each. He had 2 catches. He gets a nice Calvin Ridley game. He gets in our league a good tight end game. He starts Nottingham Hines. Like he did the right things. He puts up 134. But in typical fashion, he'll be shit show 2020. He's gonna be 4-8, and Jake's gonna be 8-4. The only thing they had in common is that they're both their birthdays on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's about it. I mean, 156 gonna get it done. Big Nick Chubb game. Fucking Aaron Rodgers is playing lights out. He plays good every other year. This guy. I mean, he was terrible for me last year.
Off year, it happens.
Metcalf, big catch on the goal line. I mean, it was a big passing play though, so I'd look to see Ronnie's game. Look at that, 94 to 123. 5 points for Wilson, 16 for Metcalf. It's keeping him alive. But let's see here, who gets a touchdown? Anybody? Chris Carson stuffed at the goal line. That's really it for now. I mean, Who would be the bottom two going into week 13?
Be Rich.
Papo won, so he's 5-7.
Be Rich,
It'd be
Papo,
Charles.
and Charles, possibly. Yeah,
It's going to be Charles. 4-8.
Yeah.
No, well, the bottom two is going to be Charles and Be Rich going in.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, we have to look at the matchups for next week, but a lot is riding on the bottom two spots.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Oh, AJ, touchdown to Moore. Doesn't help any of you fuckers, and he helps himself. Is that not a very AJ move?
Yeah.
He didn't help you. He didn't help Ronnie. He helped himself.
Well, I could see not helping his opponent, but come on, dude.
So what I'm saying is, Charles is going to be 4-8. Rich is going to be 3-9. Rich all but secures himself the bottom spot, almost mathematically at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Charles and my dad are fighting for that last spot, unless Ronnie slides completely out. But looks like he's gonna win.
Yeah,
6-6.
Yes, sir.
So, how many people will be 6-6 going into week 13?
Everyone.
It's gonna be Jay, T-Dub.
Okay, so
Adam,
here you have either me or Adam,
Ronnie, and Mike. 5.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Potentially, but that's potentially 5 people fighting for one spot. Maybe 2.
Yeah. It's gonna be nuts.
Or not.
Now you got a bunch of people 6-6. Yeah, it's gonna
Well,
be
it'd be 4, 5, and 6. It'd be 5 people fighting for 3 spots.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. It is
We've
going
been
to
saying
be
it all
very
season.
interesting.
It's been close. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to happen. Week 13 is going to be very interesting.
It is going to be very interesting.
For present company included.
Oh, 100%. I mean, listen, I'm not safe. I'm like, to me, it's like too good to be true. I'm not safe. I feel like if I come back and get
8 wins,
listen, I know, but I still feel like what I mean by I'm not safe is I still have to win this week. Like if Deontay Johnson has a 40 fucking point game, which he could,
yeah, but
then what happens?
You'd still have 8 wins. You'd be okay.
No, right now I only have 7.
You're gonna win.
No, I'm saying if Deontay Johnson, if Jay comes out from the Phoenix and rises from the ashes,
okay,
Deontay Johnson puts up like 40-point game, and the other guys pop off, it could be donezo.
True.
That's all.
Yeah.
But I mean, fantasy. It is fantasy. That's a fantasy scenario. But week 13 is gonna be crazy.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
So,
but yeah, that's all the matchups for this week, my friend.
Yeah. I don't know if we named the podcast episode COVID season, but this is COVID season.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. All right. Anyway, the moral of the story is a bunch of people are 6-6, and this is going down to the wire.
This is without a doubt going to the bottom, going to the wire, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, I appreciate everyone's patience and understanding and getting this in here, but this is beyond my control. I have no control over what's going on. Just ashamed to see COVID being up football like this. Shame to see that the real actual commissioner of football has no fucking clue what he's doing. He has no backup plan, no contingency plan, no nothing. He gives 0 fucks about anybody. These guys let you roll out there with styrofoam hats on if he could. He can give a shit what your helmet is, how much padding it has in it. He cares about who the manufacturer is and who's paying him the bunch of dollars to put the fucking logo on the helmet. He has no clear. He doesn't care about the health of players normally. What makes you think he gives a shit if you have COVID? Okay.
Get him.
From one commissioner to another, you're a piece of shit. Because I'll tell you this, Denver, okay, because they broke protocol and they weren't wearing masks in the quarterback room, he's like, all right, you guys want to learn a lesson? Go start a wide receiver off the practice squad. But the Ravens can get their game pushed back 3 fucking times. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's a gray line. It's similar to when they had the policy of if you hit a woman, it could be anywhere from like up to 3 games, but not 5, but not 6. But it could be appealed. You can get 2. No. You hit a woman, you're suspended for the year, you fucks. Like, draw the line in the sand. If you have COVID, you break protocol, your game is canceled, you get a forfeit, the other team wins. That should be what it is. Like, we're making all these exceptions. If you start giving people L's and forfeits and taking away their game checks, they'd be wearing a mask up their ass.
That would have changed fantasy football a lot if you went with that policy.
That's what they should be doing. You'd only miss 1 game, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I ain't fucking doing that again," because you want to get paid.
Yeah.
What they did to Denver was terrible. They tried to get the quality control coach to be the quarterback, and I think he had quarterback experience. They're like, "No, can't do it. It has to be from your practice squad." Like, they fucked them completely.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense. And then their poster child, the reigning MVP, they're like, "Oh, you got COVID? Oh, don't worry about it." That's like when Cam Newton had it. They pushed him back. How come?
Oh, because he's on the Patriots. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. More time to go stop at massage parlors. All right, listen. That's it for me. Sorry, but the NFL sucks. It does.
Yeah, I guess it's on such a negative note. We got a hotly contested season.
I'll end you on a high note. Giants are in first place in the division. No Daniel Jones for weeks, so we're there.
Alrighty. Nice.
Everyone have a great week. Stay safe, mask up. So long.